George hasn't been to school for the last 2 years. He's autistic, which means he has special educational needs. But at 11 years old, he cannot read or write. His mum Rachel has had 15 rejection letters from schools who've refused to give her son a place.
And if you apply to a different type of school, they'll find a different reason. So they'll say they can't cope with his social needs and the next one can't cope with his speech and language needs. So I think because he's got a range of needs, each school is picking bits out, and we can't cope with this and we can't cope with that. But a lot of them are aware of how difficult it is going to be to get George into school now.
George is one of thousands of children missing out on their education. The scale of this problem is huge. In the autumn term last year, 20% of all pupils were persistently absent, missing around 1 day of school every fortnight. That's up 53% since the pandemic. And there were more than 117,000 children missing from education altogether in 2022-23. That's up by nearly a quarter since the previous year. Campaigners have fought for a long time for a national register of children missing education to bring them out of the shadows. And in the King's speech today, it's expected that the new Labour government will announce the creation of one.
It's good to see that the education is clearly towards the top of Labour's in tray, and that's really encouraging. But it's going to need a real comprehensive response that delivers for children week after week after week.
Because the government's planned register for missing children is part of a much bigger problem.
It's a small step, but George isn't missing from education. Everybody knows where George is. We can't get him an education, so there's more to be done.
George is due to start at a special school in September, but it's far from ideal. Miles away from his home, it'll mean a 4-hour round trip on his own each day. Nick Martin, Sky News, Essex.